No grizzly bear hunting within 100 meters of each side of the road. This is where Brees and I stayed last night, the 98 Hotel in Whitehorse. It's really nice downtown. There's some food trucks, a little museum, and a trolley ride if you want to ride along the riverbank. This is the Yukon River flowing through Whitehorse, and it is flowing really fast. It's also like extremely clear here. It's the same river that flows through Eagle, hundreds of miles downstream. But there it's already become all brown with sediment being washed in. But here in Whitehorse, it's super clean. Today I'm very excited because it's a day I've been looking forward to for a while. I'm riding from where I am in Whitehorse down to Skagway. And on the way, I'm going to stop and see the sand dunes and this really big suspension bridge, which sounds cool. But then from Skagway, I'm taking the ferry over to Haines, Alaska. And then from Haines, I'm going to ride up to Haines Junction, which is supposed to be a fantastically beautiful ride. We flew over it in the plane on the way here, and I saw the road the whole way, and it goes in and out of all these mountains, so it looks really cool. So I have a big day. I got to be in Skagway at just before 1 to get on the ferry. So yeah, it's a pretty full schedule. Yeah, so I noticed yesterday there was some more damage to the bike, which I'm not surprised about after the accident. The obvious things that I replaced when I returned were the windshield, which was cracked. I bought replacement mirrors, although I didn't need to put them on. This one has a crack in it. The other one I thought was broken, but it's fine. So I just straightened those. This side piece of plastic was completely busted, so that's been replaced. And then this bar end clamp was bent, so I got a new screw for that. Also, this foot peg was completely snapped off, so this is a new one I put back on. And this light was all busted up, so I bent the metal back into shape. I've still lost the screw. It didn't seem to tighten too well after the accident. It fell out. But that's okay. They're not very expensive lights anyway. But other damage that's happened is the instrument cluster has been shifted. You can see the spacing here versus here. So that'll have to straighten out. I tried torquing it, but I don't want to stress it too much on the side of the road in case I, broke something. And then also, looking at the back here, you can see that the license plate is a little bit bent off to the left here, which means also the right luggage is sitting much further down than the other one, and it's been bent in a little bit. So not surprised, because that's where it impacted first, was this side of the bike. So of course it's rideable. So I've already come over 500 miles from where I had the accident, but I'm going to get it checked out more when I get back to Seattle at the end of next week. No grizzly bear hunting within 100 meters of each side of the road. Wow, I've reached the sand dunes of the Carcross Desert. It's pretty wild. There is just so much sand here. Clearly you can drive on it, and some people do, I know. A different type of bike would be possible, but I don't want to risk dropping the bike out here or even just getting it stuck. Someone's excited. So yeah, from here I will keep on going to the Yukon Suspension Bridge and then into Skagway, where I'm going to take the ferry over to Haines. Wow, this is gorgeous.
All right, at the suspension bridge, but they charge money to go in, and I'm already late to catch the ferry because of the landslide. I had to wait about 15 minutes for the pilot vehicle, so I'm just gonna look at it from the observation deck up the road.
Yeah, they want $22 to walk out on the bridge, so I need to hit the road. I'm supposed to be at the ferry 2 hours before, and I'm already going to be a little late for that. Gotta go check in the ferry about 15-20 minutes later than they wanted, but it still doesn't leave for like over an hour and a half. So. All right, it's finally our turn to board. Go to paint. Like in there? Okay, Breeza, we'll see you in an hour or so. Go Tuss, you be good. We gotta go, we can't stay with the vehicle. Not that I'd want to down here anyway, we have to go upstairs. We are underway. So I flew up here to Alaska with my stuff and figured I'd have too much stuff that I brought and send it back, but I didn't realize that I didn't account for the fact that my suitcase might fill up. So it completely filled up and I had no more space for like anything else. So I've been carrying all these extra clothes on the back of my bike and for the last week or so of riding. So finally I stopped at the post office here in Haines to send some of it back to myself. It's not really the weight as much as just the bulk. And it's so much nicer. All right. Did not see any humpback whales on the ferry. But that's okay. It was still beautiful. And now we have a about just under 3-hour ride to Haines Junction from Haines. It is a glorious day, and this is supposed to be a really fantastic ride. Flew over from the plane and saw the whole route, but it is so much different when you are down on the ground from a plane. I remember one year I flew over the Alps from the plane and I looked down like, oh, that doesn't look like much at all. But it's just, of course, it's worlds different when you're down in the mountains instead of flying at 30-some thousand feet. So off we go. Let's hit it. Looking at the map again, I rode from Dawson City down the main highway here to Whitehorse. From Whitehorse, I continued on to Carcross, which is where that tiny little desert is, and down here to Skagway, where I caught the ferry down to Haines. From Haines, I went to the post office and then rode back up this road to Haines Junction. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to follow the rest of the journey down to Argentina, at least so you can find it again. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.